Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another student interview. In this one, we're featuring Michael, which has an amazing channel and an amazing story. Michael, welcome, brother. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm really excited. I was chatting with you earlier. I think you have an amazing story. I think there's been ups, there's been downs, which I think is the whole point here. And again, I think we're gonna be able to inspire some people. You're gonna be able to inspire some people today. Tell us how you started, Michael. How did this all begin?
So my story is a little bit of a roller coaster. So I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2019. I took custody of my son, full custody. There was some stuff going on, and I had to kind of take him and basically restart my whole life. So when that happened, prior to that, I was a chef. I was a chef for 20 years. I was an executive chef. I was running 2 kitchens at the time and basically working 85, 90-hour weeks. I saw my son 2 days a week on my days off, and I was half asleep, you know what I mean, just resting. So when I took custody of him, before it all happened, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos from this guy named Reezy Resells, and it was basically flipping products on Amazon. And more in depth of that, it was more flipping used books on Amazon. So finding used books at libraries or yard sales, things like that, and flipping them onto Amazon for a profit. So when I found this, I had this feeling, this gut feeling, this energy that this was something that could work and something that would work for me and something that I could actually make happen. So when I ended up taking my son and we ended up at my grandmother's house. I'm 33 years old at the time, 32 years old, and it was a very humbling experience. But I was able to take used books from yard sales and free books on Facebook Marketplace and flip them, and I was able to build a business into buying a new car, getting into my own apartment again, basically starting from scratch and rebuilding my whole life. So when I found you on Instagram, I had the same initial feeling in my gut. It was something where I didn't know anything about this business model at all, but I saw a video of you, and it just grabbed me. I just felt I knew I could make this work. I knew this was something that could work, will work, and if you put the work in, I knew that I could do it. So I hit you up on Instagram, and the rest is history. You know, went through the course, went through the whole interview and all that stuff, and I didn't even know how much it was. I was kind of thrown off, but at the same point, it was like I had faith in it. You know, I just knew it was something that I would be into, something that I would like to do, and something that I could make happen. So I just went for it. I took the money out of my business of reselling, and I used my capital from that, and I invested into this. So it was a risk, but it was something that I was willing to go for. And I felt very comfortable and very safe with you guys and in the hands of the coaches, and you know, the community was great. And I had very quick success at the beginning. I was monetized in 31 days.
Wow.
I had a video that blew up and hit like 130,000 views, and everything was falling into place very quick and very well.
Overall, I just wanna alleviate a little bit of pressure because, by the way, you're pretty good at telling stories. Like, I think the story is amazing, but you're also a great storyteller. Now, fast forward to today, would you say that the decision of not necessarily working with us, right? I think we're just kind of here as helpers and whatever, but like YouTube automation, Faceless YouTube channels, would you say the decision to like jump into this and invest into this, has it paid off? Do you see it as a positive now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I never really had full doubt throughout my entire journey. I had a good 6 months where I went into a little bit of a depression, just because the channel never took off after that, after getting monetized. It actually went backwards a little bit. But yeah, I totally knew that this was a good decision. I knew it was something that, you know, it was just going to take some time. But I think because of the initial success and then getting slapped on the face with like a reality check, I wasn't ready for that. And I kind of went into a little bit of a dark place.
We can talk about that.
And I feel like that could happen to a lot of people. But for me, I wasn't viewing it as, it was almost like a selfish thing. Like I wasn't viewing it as a business. I was taking it more personally. And once I kind of like stepped away for a little bit, I actually ran out of money. So in September, it just, I put too much in and nothing was coming back. And I have a 7-year-old that I have to, you know, provide for. And for me, it was like, okay, well, I can't jeopardize his life and everything for him for, you know, because I want to go into business and something else. So I actually picked up a third job and I started working back in a kitchen for the past 6 months. I'm actually leaving in 2 weeks. I'm stepping back out.
Okay.
But I picked up that job just to fund this business.
I love it. I think this is where the story gets very interesting. So back when you started, which was last year, correct?
Yeah, and my first upload was June 25th.
June 25th. Yeah, so almost a year. When you started, you were just reselling books on Amazon. That was your full-time gig, right?
Right. I mean, I was into retail at that point. I built the book business up to a point, so I transferred into retail. But yes, I was still doing the reselling. That was my sole source of income.
That's amazing. So you were kind of already working for yourself, your own boss, and you were familiar a little bit with this. By the way, very entrepreneurial venture. Like I really respect that. Oh, this is how Amazon started as well, right? They were just selling books. So I think that's amazing. Had that, saw YouTube automation, Facebook channel, say, hey, I like this. Now, you said you didn't know what it was. Did you have any previous experience with like making money online with like YouTube content, social media, any of that?
Yeah, so at that time in my life, I was kind of going through a transitional period for myself where we left my grandmother's house. I built up a business, you know what I mean? I was doing all right. And I'm sorry, I just lost complete train of thought. What was the question again?
if you had any previous experience with social media.
Oh, that's right. Money. Okay. Yeah. So I was in this transitional period, and I don't know, for some reason I started going into like Instagram and social media for myself and kind of highlighting my day as a reseller. And just, you know, trying to show people like that there's other ways of making money other than just being in a 9-to-5. You know what I mean? And the freedom that comes with it, and the ability to be with your children full time and to create a job that revolves around your life and not somebody else's time. You know. So I was doing some social media stuff, and I was working it. And I tried YouTube, and my mentor in reselling has a killer YouTube page. He's making good money. And he was always pushing, you know, for me to try that avenue a little bit too. Because he basically said, you know, like reselling is what got me out of the matrix, you know, and to realize like what you can do for yourself. But then YouTube was what like gave him financial freedom. You know?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So, but I didn't know you could outsource the work. I didn't know that people were paying other people at, you know, small prices to do this work and to make it time manageable. And you know, and so yeah, when I realized that, I was like, oh man, this is it. This is my next path.
Amazing, man. Thank you so much. So you shared a little bit of I'm trying to kind of paint a chronological picture for people watching. you started, you said you got monetized within the first 31 days, which is
Yeah.
great. Like that's fantastic. You got a video with like 100,000 views. What was the niche back then? What was the niche and how did you go about it? How did you find it?
So I honestly, so I'm in a celebrity, I'm a subgenre of celebrity. And I basically went through the vault just as everybody else does, and I created an Excel sheet. I put channels in there and numbers, and just kind of went through everything and looked. And then for me, I have an interest in my niche.
Mhm.
I and that was kind of where my mind was. Thinking back to it, I don't know if it has its pros and its cons,
Yeah,
because
everything
I
does.
have I have love for it and I enjoy it, but I also take things a little personally as far as the comments come, as far as making, putting incorrect information out there. Um, just little things, stuff you didn't catch in the script or something, and then somebody calls you out, and I'm like, fuck, like sorry.
Yeah,
I wish I caught that, and I take it to heart a little bit more, which can be opposing to a business, it can. So I have to step back a lot and really keep looking at it as a business,
100%.
understand, I enjoy it, but at the end of the day, it's about making that check.
Perfect. So it was easy for you because you were personally interested in celebs
Right.
and everything that's going on in the world. I think team was just the classic process, right? Upwork, Fiverr, hire them.
Yep.
What was the it's been a while since we've done a celeb interview. I think the only other one that we have, correct me if I'm wrong, if you remember, I think was Addy, which was crushing it back in the day with
Yeah.
there was a big scandal back in the day that he capitalized on. What's your cost per video? What's the cost per video in celebs, and how was putting the team together like? Was it hard? Was it easy to find because it's a popular niche? Give us a little bit of that.
So my cost right now is about $80 a video. It
Hmm.
fluctuates depending on who I use. I'm constantly testing out new freelancers. Even my team's solid; they've been solid. Um, I'm constantly testing new people. I'm trying to improve in any way I can, and adding people to the team, bulking up on production, things like that. When I initially started, I want to say I was at like $65 to $75, and
Hmm.
I've dropped costs, I've raised costs, So I would say any given day it's anywhere from 75 to $100 a video, but
75 to,
100 is like the max I would pay.
yeah. How
I'm
long are the
around
videos?
80, 85 right now.
How long is the video that you pay 80 for?
I'm getting about 10 to 12 minutes.
10 to 12 minutes.
And recently, I've been doing a lot of like second editing myself. So I'll
Hmm.
get my video and then I'll re-edit it again, and I'll make
Okay.
sure my images that are popping up are right. I'll kind of look at it from a viewer's perspective,
Hmm.
and I'll watch my videos side by side with competition, and I'll see where I can add some interviews from like real footage, like clips of celebrities. However, I can throw in some more stuff that'll enhance the video. So I've been doing that, and I've actually gotten my last videos are around 14. I just put up a 49-minute video.
Okay.
That's my
Which is
first
doing
like
very well. So
almost
congrats
hour
on
long.
that.
Yeah, yeah. One day it's already at 17,000 right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
very good. Okay, so I would say a fairly high cost, right? For 10 to 12 minutes, $80 to start with a fairly high cost, probably when for good freelancers. Walk us now through the journey. So again, you said that you had that initial spike, but then things weren't going as well, that you kind of came down and then you took a break, right? How long was the
right.
break? What made you get back into it, and how did things go from there?
Yeah, so I was monetized by the end of July. So I started in June. I got a paycheck for $108.90 in September. That basically was the end of my finances.
Mhm.
I was maxed out, and I don't really know. I don't know exactly what the problem was, but they just weren't that good. They weren't that
Mhm.
good. And looking back, the packaging was terrible. I mean, I'll be the first to say I'm terrible at making titles. My title game is awful. It's
Rule of
awful.
thumb,
I do like the rule of 30, dude. Like it's just bad. It's bad. Um, but yeah, it just wasn't right. And because of the initial success, I was kind of on the path of just keep doing it. You know what I mean? Just it's just a numbers game. Like, and it wasn't. I was putting the same bullshit out every time, and it wasn't working. But so that was it, and I reached a point where I was like, all right, I got to step back. Like I have to make sure my son is good. And then I picked up a third job. I caught back up in my personal life with my finances and made sure things were good. And then in February or the very end of January, I started uploading again this year. And
Okay.
I started just doing stores. I did 2 or 3 stores just to see if I could get some kind of traction for free. You know what I mean? And a couple of them popped. I got 10,000 views or something like that. And then there was an incident at the Grammys that happened, and I didn't even have my team back together really yet. And I just jumped on it. I was like, I'm gonna write a script, like a quick. I was just gonna do a 2-minute video. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Just to kind of capture the moment. And I wrote the script myself. I did the editing. I made the thumbnail. I did it all. I went on 11 Labs. I got a voiceover for it, and I just threw it up, and it got like almost 3,000 views. And I was like,
Okay.
all right, so it's not the channel. The channel's fine. It works. It's me. You know what I mean?
Uh,
I'm the problem. So
I'm
I've been working hand in hand with the coaches every week. I check in. I'm always in the accountability calls. I try to make it to your calls. I try to make it to whatever calls I can. I suck in whatever information I can, and then I research a lot. I mean, lately I want to do this for my career. I enjoy it very, very much. I want to have multiple channels. I look up to you as a businessman and an entrepreneur, and it's something that I've finally found my thing.
I love it,
So
man. I literally
yeah.
got goosebumps. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera right now. But it's like I love business, bro. I love business. I love hustling. I love hustlers and seeing entrepreneurial journey. And dude, like you are like purely you're the definition of the American dream, what it was back in the day. Is like but something that you do very well, and I like to like highlight this with every interview that I do. I like okay, what is it that this person has done that like sparked the thing? So first of all, what I noticed is like again, you got initial success, you were spending money, you didn't have money allocated or like budgeted properly, and then you run out of money. Instead of just saying, "Oh, this is a scam, it doesn't work, I lost all my money," all that stuff. You were resourceful, you went back at it, and you took a break, you put the money together, which again, man, massive respect. I think obviously, as you said, family first, right? You got to take care of yourself, you got to take care of your son. This comes second, and you want to do this, I suppose, in an effort to help the financial situation, not to drain it. So I think that goes perfect right there. But what's fantastic is that again, after this many months, right? September, October, November, like a couple months for sure, you said like, you know what? I'll get back to that. Like I wanna get back at it. And you
Yeah.
weren't like, this is the second one. You're in a perfectionist. It's like, oh, I need an amazing team. I need to change my niche. I need to do this. And like, let me just post a couple shorts. Let me just make this video and we'll figure it out. And I think it kind of stems from the fact that you didn't have this false and also in the same time limiting belief is like, oh, I'm not getting views, is the algorithm. Like, oh, it's somebody else's
Yeah.
fault, it doesn't work. You kept an open mind. You said like, let me just try again. Like, let me and the way you frame it is like, I was posting the same stuff over again and it wasn't good enough. And then as soon as you did that video, 3,000 views. So I suppose that reinforced you. That was like, as you said, it's like, oh, so it's not the channel, it was me. What happened from there? How did you go from there? You made that video, 3,000 views. What was next?
Yeah, man. It was basically on after that. Once I realized I was the
This was
problem.
this was February, right? Like this was a
Yeah.
couple
Yeah.
months. Okay.
Yep. This is like the beginning of February. It was on like Donkey Kong, dude. I was all in it. I've been all in it for since the start. I just had to take care of my family for those few months. But once I realized that, this it's not my impressions, it's not my channels getting blacklisted or whatever. Like, like, no, I just have to get better. So I was backing calls, I was researching, and I rebuilt my whole team probably 6 times. I'm still rebuilding the team. I'm still moving people around and trying new people. And the thumbnails were a big thing. The titles were a big thing. I changed the template of my thumbnail, and my editor's always been really like decent from the start. Whoever I've had, I've paid good money for my editors. And my scriptwriter he runs a hip hop channel. He works for multiple hip hop channels. Wow. And he knew my struggles, and like we just became friends, and he started doing my scripts. He went down from 30 to 10. Wow. He was doing scripts for me for 10 for the past 2 months. And then recently he's had some issues come up with his life, and he stepped back, and now I'm paying a few other writers back to like the $25, 30 mark. But he helped me out, and he was doing my scripts cheap. I was doing as minimal costs as I could, but I also knew that the whole plan had to be reworked. The niche was fine. My scriptwriter was fine, so the stories were good enough. But I also touched parts of every piece of the puzzle. I go back, I re-edit the script, I change things around, I try and make it cater to my niche a little bit more. The voiceovers, when those come back to me, I listen through that whole thing before I send it to the editor. I cut and chop parts. If I don't like something, or if it's reading and I get bored while I'm just listening to it, then I know it's not going to grab the viewer when they're watching it. So I start chopping that up. If I have to make it shorter, I make it shorter, but I try and get rid of the crap that doesn't really need to be there. It's just kind of filler. And then the same thing with the edits that come through. I re-edit those, and I try and enhance it,
Okay, interesting. So it seems like you are a little bit more hands-on. You try to be involved at each and every single step of the process to kind of add that final touch. Random question: Are you still using 11 Labs? Do you still have an AI voiceover, or you're paying somebody now?
Yeah, I'm paying somebody. That's honestly, like, I've had some bad luck with voiceovers since I started uploading again. I only use the AI for that one video. I know I want a real voiceover. I want to follow the course, and I want to, it's very easy for anybody to do that. And I do want my channel to stand out a little bit more. I think it just gives it that next level.
I think that's the course this is going with the AI, because I think it's gonna get better and better to the point where it's actually gonna become usable. Like you can use it. YouTube's gonna shift the laws and regulations, and you're gonna be able to use it. But then the problem is like, okay, but if everybody's using it, you would still want to use a person so you stand out, right? And I've heard that multiple times from my friends and from my channels as well. It's like, well, yeah, AI is getting better, but if 1,000 people are using it, it's like you still win by having a normal voice. Okay, good, man. I like it. Only know, again, with you being more involved, how much time would you say you spend per week on the channel right now?
That's a good one. So my morning routine, I'm up at 4:30. From 4:30 to 6:30, I'm basically getting my coffee, getting myself woken up, and then I'm on the channel. I'm working on something, whether it's editing a script or watching a video, doing research, whatever. But that's 2 hours in the morning. I would say throughout the day, I'm constantly thinking about ideas and things I can do better, but like actually sitting in the computer, I would say I'd probably put another 2 hours at the end of the day. So probably like 4 hours a day.
Okay, interesting. So 3 to 4 hours a day, kind of almost like part-time. I'm curious, but do you think Do you think it's needed? Do you think it's needed for you to put in the time, or do you do it to get better yourself of the game, or try to improve the team and get them better to do it? Which one do you think it is? Why do you put it? Because I looked at the channel, I know kind of how you run the operation. I think I think it's the passion. I think it's like you like it. It's like you want to do something. You want to be involved in it. So basically, this is my question: is like, do you feel it's a want? It's like I want to do this. I want to go on it, or it's like I need to do this, or otherwise I'm not going to make money.
I think it's a little bit in the middle of both of those. You're
Mhm.
right. I definitely have passion for it. I enjoy doing it. I'm very OCD when it comes to things and a little obsessive compulsive, like with, making things perfect,
Mhm.
which I've learned to back up a little bit and just see what happens. Um, but at the same time, the niche that I've found in celebrities, um, it's a little bit brutal. It's brutal, and I feel like the viewers can kind of see through the bullshit,
Yeah.
and and I don't want to be one of those channels. Like there's some of those like celeb channels that are always an AI voice. They're never saying the celebrity's name the right way. It just sounds so bad, and they kill it. They make so much money. They're but
Yeah.
they've been there before. The times have kind of shifted. So it's a little bit of an unfair leg up. And for me, I think it's a little bit in the middle. I could let the channel run. I don't think I would have as much success though, or at least early success,
Yes. I
because
think that's it. Yeah.
I,
Yeah. I think you're right.
yeah, there'll definitely still be some videos that go and really push the channel forward. But I also think that there would be a lot of people that are like, all right, I'm not watching this channel anymore, you
Yeah.
know? And,
That makes sense.
and I'm still learning like how much that actually really matters. I've put up the same video now 3 times for the most part, almost the same video. And they're killing it, all of them, like 500,000, 900,000. This one's it's going to go. I already know it. Um, and when I look at subscribers to non-subscribers, it's still like 98, 99%.
Yeah.
So I'm touching people that don't even know me still, and I don't know
100%.
how far that kind of goes out. So I could be completely wrong by saying that. But for
I
me,
think
I care too, I want
exactly.
my channel to be dope.
At the end of the day, man, if you want to spend that much time on it, and if you like, if you enjoy it, if you don't want to do anything else, it's like it's completely fine. Most people just
Yeah.
want to optimize for minimal time, and that's kind of how I made the question. But I started a documentary channel right now, right? Like when I say documentary, like just document the process, and it's the same stuff. I know like the basics are done, they're in place, but I still kind of go back. It's like, let me rewatch the script again. Let me rewatch the video again. Like
Right.
let me make sure it's there. And I make up things in my mind like, oh, the community is gonna see it and they're gonna see that I let the mistake slip through and like
Yeah. Yeah.
all that stuff. But in reality,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like I want to do it. Like I like it.
Yeah. It
I
makes you
still want to
happy.
be there. Yeah, I love it,
Right.
man. Run me run me through this, bro. I think this is gonna be very interesting because I know what we're doing now, and congratulations for your success. How what do you monetize in February when you restarted? What do you monetize? And how did the
Yes.
financial?
Oh, so yeah. So through those 6 months, I had a couple videos like in the reserve,
Mhm.
and I purposely left them so that way I could throw a video up and kind of keep the channel monetized, or hope to keep the channel
Okay.
monetized. And it was getting very close, honestly. Like I don't know how close, but I knew that if I didn't get some watch hours, I was probably gonna lose it. So I started throwing those shorts up. That helped, and then that one video gave me my hours back, or at
Okay.
least kind of got me over the hump. So there was like 2 videos that probably went up, one in October, one in December, something like that, before I started uploading again.
That makes sense. How much money did you make in Feb, March, April, May? Would you be able to run us through that?
Yeah, nothing, dude. If I look back at my payment, it was literally September was $108, which was like the back
Give us
end
give
of
us since Feb.
that
Give us
video.
Give us since February, since you restarted, because obviously during the dead
No,
time, during the
no
upload,
payment, no payment,
no payment in Feb.
no
What was
payment,
March?
no payment.
Okay. Oh, you
It
mean
went from September to May. May was my first payout again.
wow.
I'm sorry, April. April was my first payout again.
Okay. How
So
much was
I
April?
had that one video, and once I got monetized, it was already at the back end of that video. So I wasn't making a lot off that. I made like the tail end of the views coming in. And then nothing happened since
Oh,
until February, when I had those videos like do all right. I started posting again, and then I had one video. I posted it March 14th, and that one blew up. It went to 500K for it's at 900,000 right now, but I got demonetized at 300,000, and I had two reviews. They both got denied. I learned a lot from it. But yeah, even with that one, I had a little bit of bad luck.
okay.
So then I started doubling down. I was working with my coach, and um, trying new things, and now I kind of know what's going on a little bit more.
I love it.
But yeah, it took a minute. It took a minute to get a paycheck.
What was the recent payout? What was the recent paycheck?
So in April, I hit 3,800, 3,855. Then last month, I got 673.74, and then this month I'm ending at $4,463. So
4,400. I love it, man.
yeah, so the lifetime revenue is 9.1 thousand.
Oh, there we go. Almost there with the 10K. Actually,
Yeah,
something that we haven't mentioned this, but we've been working on it. I want to first of all, congratulations.
thank
3,800
you,
is fire.
thank you.
4,400 right now. Very, very close to that 5K. You're definitely profitable, right? You make more money than you spend.
I am now. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
As
Congratulations
long
on
as
that.
these, as long as we keep going in this route, we're good.
100%, 100%. What I was saying with the 10K and you being very close, stay tuned, you and everybody who's around that and future people as well. I want to do something. We want to do a little award thing with like the 10K club with people that surpass 10,000 in revenue. I think that'll be really amazing, like a Hall of
Yeah,
Fame kind of thing. I think that'll be really fun. But yeah, man, congratulations. And as I was saying in the beginning, very good story. And I think the opposite of easy, right? Like a lot of people say it's like, oh, like yes, we've had some cases where it was easy, like people just nailed it, no hiccups, no
yeah,
harms, like off the bat happens. But I like the story and I like you and what you've done, man, because it wasn't easy. You didn't have the circumstances and everything like fell into place correctly, but you did not give up and you still believed in the business model. And eventually, once you align all the pieces of the puzzle, it just clicked, right? So congratulations,
yep,
Michael. You definitely deserve it. The work has been there. The work just needs doing, right? At the end of the day, we just need to put in the work, and the algorithm doesn't have favorites. It's just like if you do good stuff, you'll make good money. If you do good bad
right.
stuff, you'll make bad money. So Goodman, what's next steps now? What are you focused on now with the channel? You said you want to start multiple. Where are things going? And then I have one more question for you.
Sure. Yeah. So next steps, I want to get this channel like really sustainable, like kind of
Mhm.
on its own. I would like to get to a point where, I'm really only checking scripts. I'm letting everybody kind of do their job. So that would be nice to kind of have a little weight off my shoulders. But again, I can't help myself. I'll probably still do what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so right now I'm pre-planning my next channel. I want to make sure that we hit some numbers next month, and things are all right, especially with me leaving this job now and kind of I'm basically at the point where I'm going full time into this.
Mhm.
I'm going to do reselling on the part, like on the side. I'll still, I have that hustle in me, so I'll still do that. But I want to focus on this, and I want to grow this. So yeah, the next channel, I'm kind of pre-planning that. I got to go back into the vault. I got to start going through data. And then for me, I'm going to be at 10,000 subs probably in a day or two. So I dabble a little bit in everything. I'm an artist at heart, and I do some print on demand kind of stuff. And I like creating images and I like creating art and things. So I'm gonna open my shop. That's my next goal with this channel. Is to kind of open the shop. I'm gonna throw up, some designs up there, t-shirts and hats and stickers and stuff, and just see how that goes, because that would be a whole nother like aspect that I would be into, something that I would enjoy doing even more. So that's coming. I'm gonna just see how it goes. I'm gonna do it all print on demand though. So I'll hook like Redbubble up to it and just see what happens. And if I notice that I'm actually getting sales and things are going well, then I'll buy the inventory myself and I'll ship it myself and all that.
Sounds good, man. Sounds like a plan. All the best in the ventures, man. And to wrap it up, you've learned a ton. You've been to a ton. You've experienced a ton. You've learned a ton. What's one thing would you say? What's one piece of advice, or like something that you wish you knew when you started, or like you wish you were more aware of when you started, that you think will help people who have just joined the community this week, this month, this past couple of months? What would you say to them?
I think, like, for me, if I could go back, I would have asked the coaches more questions. I would have bothered them more. I would have, yeah, I would have just done that, because I kind of took things personally. I let it kind of, I don't know, it messed with my mindset. When things weren't going well, but instead of going straight to the coach and being like, what the hell can I do? What am I doing wrong? I want you to tear my channel apart. Just tell me everything that sucks about, like, I didn't. I kind of just kept going, like, oh, YouTube hates me. I'm not getting impressions, or something's wrong with my channel. And I burnt all my money out, where I could have probably just chilled for a minute, really like stepped back and reworked everything. And then I would have probably been able to keep it going if I had one video that took off, and I would have never had that break. But again, I'm a big person where I believe everything happens for a reason. Whether it's God or the universe or whatever you believe, like, I feel like we go through our storms, and on the other side of that is always a blessing. And going back into the kitchen was very humbling again. It made me realize how grateful I am that I was able to get myself out after 20 years. And it really put in perspective, like, I never want to be in a kitchen again. And that this is what I want to do. And now it's head down, grind out, and make this a reality.
I love it. I love it, man. Very well said. And to wrap it up, let's just say this: let's bother the coaches more. I like it. I think, again, the only stupid questions.
I didn't.
Yes, the only stupid questions are the ones you don't ask. And I'm sure you've seen what we've done with the coaching calls. So the first, we were just 2 a week. Now we're at 6 a week. We're working on a Sunday one to make daily coaching calls. Highly recommend to you, Michael, and to everybody, join the coaching calls. Ask in the community, ask your coaches, join the coaching calls, ask everything you have. It's going to make it more fun. It's going to make it more entertaining for everybody, and we'll just get to learn more as a community. So, Michael, thank you so much for being here with me today, man. Congratulations once again on the $4,400 month with the Celeb channel. The sky's the limit. So let's go, man. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you.
Let's go. Thank you, Raz.
My pleasure.